Everything happens in the inner world first, in the heart and the mind, before it is actualized in the outer world. Hello, welcome to my channel, and thank you for tuning in here. It's a pleasure to serve you. Our topic today is, why are you your worst enemy and your toughest opponent? Our biggest struggle does not come from the people around us or events happening around us. The fiercest battle is inside the mind. We are in truth and in deed our worst enemy. You are the main reason for your own successes or failures in life, just like me. No exception. And realization of this concept unlocks the door to victory. When we have goals, visions, or dreams in life, we have to have the faith in ourselves, even when no one else believes in us. We have to be fully convinced that that person staring to us in the mirror can do it. Absolute knowingness that it's going to come to pass. There arises a deep gratitude, like we are already feeling the victory that it's happening. When that happens, the universe or God or however you call the divine will conspire to make it happen. Unexpected events will happen to grant our wishes. What stops us from pursuing our dreams? Why are we our worst enemy and our toughest opponent? Number one, it comes from our programming paradigm stored in the subconscious mind, which represents all the downloads accumulated from our knowledge, experiences in our entire life. So they hold the reign in our lives. That is the basis of our logic. Everything that we do is based on a program. So change the program, change the result. Change the program, change the action. What makes it our best enemy is if these programs that are running our lives are negative. Because sadly, most of our programmings are negative. That comes from anger, fear, shame, hatred, greed, envy. The mindset has to change before the action has to change. That is why our mind becomes our worst enemy, because many times we are not aware of it until we are triggered by something in the outside that we see. If I did not see kids going to school, I would never have gone to school, because my parents were illiterate. They never went to school. They did not send me to school. I was curious. The same with abundance or anything in life. Give you some examples. Howard Hughes achieved incredible success in life. The 44th wealthiest man on earth in 1970. He has everything he needs that can be bought by money. However, in his middle age, fear started to creep into his mind, changed his programming. It changed his paradigm. And look at him. He died a pathetic death. And the only culprit is his mind. Which would you rather be? The wealthiest man on the graveyard? I would rather be the happiest person in the graveyard. Watch my video on We Live in Our Mind, where this is really explained in detail. Fear is more dangerous than the virus. There is no medicine for that if it is in the mind. That's why it's our worst enemy. Another example are famous comedians. They made everybody laugh. They were famous achievers in their own rights. Then they committed suicide. Brody Stephen hanged himself at 52. What made him commit suicide? It's the mind. Depression is a problem in the mind. Robin Williams he has so many awards. Went home and hanged himself at 63. Where is the enemy? It's not outside. It's here. Tony Hancock, famous British comedian, after making thousands and thousands of people laugh, committed suicide at 44. And the worst part of that is, look at this suicide note. Nobody will ever know that I existed. Nothing to leave behind. Nothing to pass on. Nobody to mourn for me. What pathetic way to die. We have actually so many unrecorded suicide cases. And most of the reasons for this suicide is mindset. What is your current dominant programming? Is it positive? Is it negative? There is nothing in the middle. Remember, the ego is the mind, controlled by experiences, knowledge that are accumulated in the mind. Whereas the inner man or the higher self, the spirit self, is perfect and flawless and has all the infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge inside. Accessing that will make us the person we want to be. Because the ceiling of the ego is the ground floor of the spirit self. Therefore, man is either self-imprisoned or self-freed. So that's number one. Number two, ignorance. If the mind is the worst enemy, ignorance is the greatest enemy. Scriptures say, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." I used to agree that knowledge is power. But now, I assure you, knowledge is not power if it's not placed into action. It's the application of the knowledge. It's the experience of the knowledge that gives us the power. One of my favorite examples is, you cannot get wet with water. You have to experience the water. So ignorance is our greatest enemy. We are so blessed. We are still alive in this age of Google, where at the tip of the finger, you can learn so many things. We have to educate ourselves. We have to have continuous knowledge. Many people eat bad food, drink not nutritious drinks. And when they get sick, they blame God or the devil for the sickness, which is actually ignorance. And let's talk about this concept. So it's your choice to internalize this concept. This circle represents all the knowledge in the entire universe. This blue circle here, this tiny yellow dot, represents all that I know that I know. So I know my name, I know my parents, the basic things in life that we know. I know the place I was born. This red spot here is, I know that I don't know. I don't know anything about medicine or engineering, so I know that I don't know. And the rest of the circle here, I don't know that I don't know. This is the main reason why we have to have continuous learning, because we don't know so many things. 3 years pandemic, I learned so much more than I learned in 2 decades of my life. The minimum requirement for success is continuous knowledge and application of the knowledge. Now I'm very open-minded. One example, fluoride was once celebrated by Colgate that it's very good for the teeth. And then they discovered that it is not. So they had to remove the advertisement because it was wrong. That's what we call evolvement. The third reason, why are we our toughest opponent? Because we have the power. Actually, we are the operant power in our lives. Ignorance of our power does not give us the power. When we realize our true essence, being the masterpiece of God's creation, perfect and flawless, it's game over. Because our toughest enemy is the inner self, is the spirit self, or the divine in us. Realization of this is geared towards what they call spiritual awakening. A personal realization, a personal conviction that we are spiritual beings living in a temporary physical body and mind that we will soon leave behind. Our true essence, therefore, is unconditional love, joy, peace, gratitude, freedom, abundance, peace, tranquility. We are our toughest opponent because we are the creator of our reality. We can create the best version of us in the mind. That's why we have to learn. That's why we have to study. That's why we have to build our skills. That's why we have to change our programming. Mind you, it's not easy because the mainstream is geared towards Negativity. Look at the news. 95% of them are negative. It's the highlight of the stories. It's the highlight of the news. And mind you, when you start focusing on spiritual things in life, your friends starts dwindling away. And only those of the same mindset will go back, because elevation requires separation. Most of the people are in the lower bracket of the scale, and very few people are going up, up, up the scale. You know what? We were the winner by birth. Look at that. When billions of sperms were released, you are the winner. You were the one who hit the egg. We were the one who hit the egg first. So we are the winner by birth. So who can be against us? It's all in the mind. It's all in the heart. One of my favorite quotes is that of Mo Gaudat from his son. The gravity of the battle is nothing to those in peace. How can you acquire peace? The minimum requirement is meditation, silence. Watch my video on meditation. Even the last of the 21 series, so many clips there. What is required of us is to realize that our enemy is just within. Where you focus your energy grows. Let's focus on our inner self, and the physical self will follow. Another of my favorite quotes is that of R.J. Espina. He says, I am the conqueror of my mind and body. I bring life force energy into my body for healing particular part of the body you want to get healed. So everything happens in the inner world first, in the heart and the mind, before it is actualized in the outer world. All events happening outward is a mirror of what's happening inside the heart and the mind. So it's your choice to internalize this concept and apply it in your life. That famous saying that we create our own reality is not a myth. Check my video on that for clarity. Check other resources if you want. Programming, ignorance, and the inner self has to be lifted up. So thank you for watching to the end. If you learned anything of value, please comment below and share this to those who you honestly think need this information also, and help spread awareness. It is not what we gather, it's what we scatter along our route in life that we contribute to the improvement and growth of humanity. I also highly appreciate your generosity and kindness. If you would please click the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more videos to enhance the body, the mind, and spirit confidence for all viewers. If you want a deeper understanding on paradigm, watch that video. Thank you for your loyalty. See you there. I love.